Hi, this is Don with Ridge Engineering. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to download map files from the US Census Bureau and create a map project to be used in PC Travel version 3. This is the normal way that users in the United States will get their map files that are used in PC Travel. The US Census Bureau has a very nice system for downloading free maps on a county-by-county basis, and I'll show you how this works, how you download the files, and then how you edit those files and make them into map projects that can be used in PC Travel. Alright, to get started, you need to get the files from the US Census Bureau. The easiest way, I think, is just to go to Google and put in Tiger shapefiles. And when you do that, one of the top two results will be from the census.gov website. So click on that, and that brings you to the main screen, and we don't want to do that right now. So scroll down to download and then web interface, and then select the year. You might as well select 2016. And the first thing we're going to do is go down to Features and then Water and hit Submit. And we want area hydrography. We want the maps, the water on our maps to look like lakes and rivers, and so that'll give some context to the roads that are also on the map. And I'm going to download the county that is where our offices are here in Florida, and so the state is Florida and the county is Hillsborough. That's where Tampa is, and we're located just outside of Tampa. So I'm going to hit download, and that'll take a little bit, and your files will download to typically to your download folder of your computer. Then now you go back couple of screens, and this time we're going to select roads from the features and hit submit. And again, we want all the roads, so we're going to select Florida and then Hillsborough and then download. And that's going to download another set of files to your downloads folder. And that's all you need to do on the US Census Bureau. And so I'm going to get out of that. And I'm going to pause this tutorial while I do a little bit of cleanup work. Okay, I'm back. Now what I've done is a little tedious, so I didn't want to put it in a tutorial, but I went to the downloads folder and there were two zip files, and I copied those zip files into a folder that I made under PC Travel 3. When you install PC Travel 3, it installs a set of folders in the library section of your computer, and there's a map files folder, and under that map files folder I created a folder called Hillsborough FL for Florida, and then I copied those zip files from my downloads folder to this folder and unzipped them, and that left me with these files here. So that's what you should do. Obviously a different county, but you should end up with a bunch of files in the folder that you created that's the name of your county, under map files, under PC Travel 3, in the public documents section of your libraries. So that's the first step. Now the second step is to run a program called Static GIS Viewer, and let me show you what that looks like. If you go to the PC Travel support site at www.pctravel.com or .net, and then go to the downloads page, you'll see something that looks like this. It may have changed a little bit when you take a look at it, but this is where you can install PC Travel 3. You can also install GPS to LT3 when it's ready. It's not quite ready yet. And you can also install the latest version of the Tadic GIS viewer. Tadic GIS is a company in Poland that makes the mapping software that we use in all of our software here at Ridge Engineering, including PC Travel, PC Warrants, and a few others that we work on. And it's a very nice little mapping program that you can integrate into your own programs. And they have a free viewer that they make available to anybody to download, and with that viewer you can do lots of things, and we use it to take the map files from the US Census Bureau or from other sources, like the OpenStreetMap is a website that has maps for the entire world, and there's a separate tutorial that explains how to do that. And then there's other sources of map files that you might have. Maybe you have ArcGIS in your organization and you want to use your own street files. You can do that. You use Tadic GIS Viewer to process the files into a map project file that then can be used inside PC Travel. So we have it conveniently located on our downloads page, so you can go hit the downloads button. It'll download a file again to your downloads folder typically, and when you run that you'll get a typical Windows installer that I'm not going to show now, and you get to install the software. And so go through that process. You may have to use your IT people because you may have to have administrative privileges. I'm not sure about that, but once you have it installed, you can then run it. When you run the software, you'll get this main screen, and I'm going to start a new project, so I'm going to click on New, and then I'm going to go to Layer, and then Add, and then I'm going to go to that folder that I created where I downloaded those files. They're called shapefiles, and I'm going to pick the areawater.shp, and I'm going to click on Open. And that's going to bring up all the water features in this county. And you can see that they're gray, they don't look very good. So we have a way of making them look better. And what you do is you go to Layer, Load Layer Properties, and then go up a folder, because there's two files that are installed with PC Travel 3 in the map files folder. One is called tigerwater4.ini, and one is called tigerroads4.ini. And these are the INI files. These are the files that are used to format the layers on your map. There's information in these INI files on how various things should look on a map. And so you select the water one for the water layer. And it doesn't do a lot. It just makes the water features a light blue. Sort of looks like water. Alright, so we're going to add a second layer, and now we're going to go up to Hillsborough, and now we're going to hit roads, the shapefile. So that puts in a whole bunch of stuff, and again, it's not very attractive. They're all just simple little black lines. So I'm going to add some information to make these roads look good. Now here's a little trick that I always forget. You have to go over to the legend and select the road layer that you just loaded. It doesn't do that by default. And then go to Layer, Load Layer Properties, go back up one to Map Files, select Tiger Road, and it pulls in the map. And the way these, if you're not used to GIS maps, the way these are designed is if you're zoomed way out like we are, we're looking at the entire county, it doesn't show you every single road. That would be too confusing. So it just shows you the major roads, and the orange are freeways and the gray are large arterials. But if you zoom in, and then you'll start seeing the local roads. So that's pretty much how all GIS software works, and it's also how it works in PC Travel. So we've loaded the two layers, we've added the properties of those layers to make them look good. And now we're going to save this. We're going to go to Save Project As, and we're going to go up to Hillsborough, and we're going to call this PCT. Now PC Travel always uses a map project file called PCT, so that's the name we give it, and it when it's looking for the files to use for the mapping, it looks in the folder that you specified in PC Travel, which I'll show you in a minute, and then it looks for a PCT.ttKGP file, or a static GIS project file. So save it as PCT, hit save, and now we're done. So that's all you need to do with static GIS Viewer, and we've now created a map project that we can be in. It's now stored in PC Travel 3 where we want it, and now we're ready to run PC Travel 3. So I'm going to get rid of this. I'm going to pop up PC Travel 3. If you haven't seen PC Travel 3, there are other tutorials that explain how this all works. I'm just going to quickly show you how the map that we just created looks. So I'm going to open an existing study. No, actually I want to go back and look at the preferences, and you have to go in here and make sure that you change the map files path to point to the folder that we just created and where we just created our map file project. So it's in the library section, or users, public documents, PC Travel 3, then map files, then Hillsborough FL is the folder I created. PC Travel 3 will look in this folder for a PCT file and use that the information in that file for the map. Now there's other things in this preferences. Again, this is not the time for that, but there's other tutorials that explain what's going on. So we've got the map file set up. Now I can open up a study, and I'll just grab one that I know is in the right area. This is the main screen, and if you're used to PC Travel version 2, this is kind of a combination of two screens. This is the main screen you're used to over here, and then this is the results of all of the statistical analysis. So you can see it all at the same time, which is kind of nice. And I'm just going to select Map. And we're going to load the map. And if you're used to our tutorials, you know that in order to make the tutorials, I can't use the entire screen. So this view of the map is a lot smaller than it normally will look, and so when you see it, the map area will be much bigger. I'm not going to go through everything that's on the map. Again, there'll be other tutorials for that, but let me just show you what it looks like. So we're going to select the run, we're going to update the map, and here we have our data that we can then play with. Okay, so that's all I wanted to do. I wanted to show you how to make a map project using the Census Bureau maps, using static GIS Viewer 4, version 4, and then how it works inside PC Travel. Okay, thanks a lot.